Hi everyone, Shane R. Monroe here. Did you survive Steam Controller Day? I took a little shrapnel to the head, but otherwise I came out unscathed. Let's talk about the madness of Steam controller sales. Stick around.
Let's go into the Monroe world.
All right, so you'll remember where you were May 4th, 2026 at 10 a.m. because you were probably just like me on this very website trying to get a Steam controller. Now, they went on sale this morning at 10 a.m. I had my phone out, I had the page up, I did everything you're supposed to do when there's a crazy sale at Valve. Everything was ready to go. And so I sat there at 9:55 refreshing the screen, the same screen you're seeing here, hoping that out of stock became buy it now or whatever it was going to be. Refresh, refresh, refresh. 9:58, my number came up, that button changed, and I jumped in within 15 seconds. I was ready to roll. I had my credit card in there. Everything was ready to go. I pushed the continue button. It says working, and then I get that nasty yellow banner that I bet many of you are familiar with now that basically says, oh, there's an error in processing. Try again in a minute. Or wait a minute and try again, something like that. Yeah, wait a minute? A minute? Are you kidding me? We're out for blood here. This is for keeps, man. Click, 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 click. So many of you were probably in the same boat. I started 2 minutes before 10, and I was clicking that button like a madman, hoping that whatever that error message was would clear. Now, you didn't know at that point in time whether or not the error message was a stock problem, a processing problem, a web page problem. Nobody really knew. It doesn't tell you anything. If you bought a Steam Deck or the OLED Steam Deck, you probably remember this particular function of Valve's website. It just makes you crazy. And while you're thrashing on that button, which of course is probably making things completely worse for everybody, one time you push it and it pauses and it says working. And it's like, oh, error message, damn it, right? And so you're sitting here doing this bit. I did that for 14 minutes straight. I pushed the button, push the button, push the button, push the button. So some folks, though, after they got past that screen, they were told they were out of stock. Now, this was happening, as near as I can tell, somewhere about 20 to 25 minutes after they went on sale. So 10:25, out of stock. So if you had them in your cart and you went to the payment processor, it was not guaranteeing that it had one in stock for you, which kind of seems sucky. If it's in your cart, you should sort of have dibs on it, but I digress. So the good news, though, of course, is at 10:12 a.m., I managed to secure not one, but two Steam Deck controllers, and I am excited, happy as a pig in crap, I'll tell you. Especially since most of my friends and a lot of people I know did not make it this far. And by the time they did get past that payment processor screen, it was out of stock time. And we remain out of stock. Now, throughout the day, apparently this number, the number of available units went back up. Maybe people canceling their orders. I don't know. But it would come back in briefly. People would race over there, of course. And by the time you got there, it was gone. So people weren't having a lot of luck with that, but apparently it is now a steady out of stock. It started with shipping in 3 to 5 days, then it went from like 6 to 10 days, and then it just went out of stock. So fortunately, like I said, I managed to get a hold of them, so we'll definitely be looking at it at the channel. So here's what I want to take from this. Now, we know that there was interest in the Steam Deck. We knew there were interest in the Steam Deck controllers. We know there's interest in Steam Machine and Steam Frame. Is this rabid desire for Valve hardware real? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Shane, it was a bunch of scalpers that bought them. Nobody really wants this controller. Everyone's just buying it for FOMO or to turn around and sell it on eBay. Now, normally I'd like to argue with you folks about the whole scalping thing and that there really is a demand and that people weren't turning around and selling them for $300 on eBay, but I'd be wrong. I mean, look at these posts, man. $295, $314. Some of these don't even include shipping. Come on. If you're going to charge $300 for a $99 controller, damn, the least you could do is throw in delivery, no? But yeah, let's see, $300, $250, $300. Now you're sitting there going, Shane, no one's paying that. That's just listings. Nobody's paying that. This is the sold screen. Yeah, everything you're seeing on this page actually sold for that money. So you're not wrong. Scalpers were in there like swimwear, just like we thought they would be. But there is some anti-scalping techniques going on Valve's website. I bought 2, but I didn't try to buy any more than that. Every one of these listings that I looked at just after 10:30 showed that there was 1 sold, 1 left, 1 available, right? Nobody was selling these in quantities of like 5 or 10. So the anti-scalping stuff was going on with Valve's site, but you can't stop everybody. Listen, when this one sold for $314, I'm not going to lie. I was thinking about listing my second one, right? I bought 2. One's a backup. I'm not trying to sell it or make any money. I just want 2 in case one breaks or comes bad out of the box. But at $314, I'm not going to lie and say I wasn't tempted to go ahead and list mine. Is the momentum real? Is this the real deal? Are we looking at a resurgence? Because listen, I'm not saying Valve has all the answers, but if you look at what's going on today, if you watch YouTube for any length of time right now, here's what's being talked about. Xbox sucks. PlayStation sucks. PlayStation are dirty, filthy bastards that are putting 14-day DRM on their games. Xbox has lost their minds, blah, blah, blah. Although Xbox is getting a little bit of kind of goodwill right now by some of the channels. For the most part, though, everyone's pissed. Everyone's pissed off at Nintendo. Everybody's pissed off at Xbox. Everybody's pissed off at PlayStation. Everyone's pissed off at Epic Games. Everybody's pissed off at UE5. Everybody's pissed off at everything and everybody, except for Valve. Valve's the only company out there that has any sort of semblance of goodwill going on, which is kind of crazy because you know the Steam machine and the Steam frame, they're not going to be $1,000, but they're going to be close. And people are going to buy them. I mean, look, $99 controller, I don't want to make light of the state of the economy and people's disposable income and things like that. $99 is not an impulse buy. But compared to $900, it's an impulse buy. And I think that there is a hunger for something real. And I think Valve is right now, currently, kind of the only thing that people are seeing that's kind of real, that foster any sorts of goodwill, right? Everybody and their mother's dog is suing Steam now. They're suing Steam because everybody loves Steam. Everybody loves Valve. And that's kind of crazy because they're a monopoly. Well, they're not, but that's what Valve's a monopoly. Okay, Windows is a monopoly, right? I mean, anything that's popular is a monopoly, but it's not true. Ubisoft's got a store, Epic's got everyone. Listen, it's not a monopoly, but those are the people that are grasping at straws to say something bad about Valve. So this is sort of the feeding frenzy. I knew they were going to sell out. I knew they were going to sell out quick because I personally believe that this controller is everything that I've ever wanted to control. Look at this Frankenstein crap that I've got. I've got an Xbox controller, a series controller with this huge doohickey on the back because it's the only way I can get 4 buttons and gyro out of a decent Xbox controller. This controller together is about $100 with those 2 components, right? I've got an Elite controller here, Xbox Elite controller. No extra bonuses. Core Elite 2 controller is going to cost you over $100. So everyone's like, oh, $99 is too much money, but it's not. Have you actually gone and looked at some of those like Sir Scuds or what it was? Is that what it's called? Sir Scud? I don't know. Game Sir, Scud. Listen, there's too many for me to even mention, but all out there are premium game controllers that put $99 to shame. I've actually seen controllers for over $200. That's crazy. Right? $99 is not a big deal. But these things sold off in probably 20 to 30 minutes. I'm going to be kind and say it took 30 minutes, but I'm pretty sure they were sold out in 20. So the hype, maybe it's real. Maybe Valve really does have the goodwill and the positive omen bank to actually pull this stuff off. I don't know. Listen, I've blabbed enough for tonight. I probably need to get my butt to bed. It is a school night after all. I'm Shane R. Monroe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Like, subscribe, hype the video, do all that good stuff. And leave a comment down below. Did you end up getting a Steam controller? How many did you get? Are you going to flip one? If you're the guy that bought the $314 one, just leave an anonymous comment down below. I'm dying to hear who actually paid $314 for a Steam controller. That's it for me. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.